So to get started with AWS Academy, what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the link I provided, AWS Academy login. This assumes you've already accepted the invitation email that was sent. If you did not receive an invitation email or are having problems logging in through the email, please let me know. I will try to resolve that. But you need to accept that invitation so that you can create an account. Most of you probably don't have an account, so you'll have to create an account the first time, and then that should get you into AWS Academy. Once you have done that the first time, from then on out, you can just click on the AWS Academy login link and log in as a student. You're going to put your student credentials in. You can use whatever email. It doesn't have to be your NVCC. Well, you're going to use the one that I sent you in the invitation. However, if that one doesn't work, or if you want to use another one, just let me know and I can create another account for you. But you're going to go log in with the credentials that you created. These are not the same credentials through Canvas. You will create new credentials within AWS Academy the first time. But go ahead and log in. And you should see at the top of the screen, you should see an invite the first time, saying invite to course, accept the invite, and then you should see your single AWS Academy Learner Lab course here. What you're going to do to get into the lab is you're going to open that course. All right, and feel free to read through this. It's important information, definitely valuable to learn. But for the most part, we're going to be using AWS, and each student is given $50 to spend. And again, this is an alternative to having to buy your own AWS account and give them a credit card and all that stuff. So this is just so that's a little easier for us to use. We have our own environment to try out some of the AWS services, which are cloud services. All right, so what you're going to do here is click on Modules and scroll down till you see Launch AWS Academy Learner Lab. And when it comes up, it's going to be a screen that looks like this. You're going to see buttons up at the top here, Start Lab, End Lab, AWS Details, README, Reset, and so forth. You're going to see a timer, and then you're going to see a little cost reminder if you've spent any money using any of the services. $50 is more than enough for what we're going to be doing. We won't probably spend more than maybe $1 or $2, but feel free to try other things out if you're interested. It's really an environment for you to try out some of the cloud stuff. Even if you've never been familiar with it, if it's something you're interested in, this is an opportunity to at least try some of this out. But for what we're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're going to click Start Lab. And you're going to notice that this button, when it first came on the screen, was red, AWS, and it had like a red circle next to it. Now it's yellow. That means the lab is starting. So when the lab is red, that means the lab is not running. When the lab is yellow, or that button is yellow, that means the lab is starting up. And once it turns to a green dot, then the lab is fully running. Be aware that the first time you do this, it could take as many minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, to fully start the lab up. So it'll take a few minutes for that to start up before you actually get a green button. So let that run. And while that's coming up, I'll just mention that these other buttons here will let you stop the lab. The labs will run for 4 hours, but you can always extend them. We won't be using them for very long, but just be aware of what that counter is. It just counts down, and then AWS will stop the lab to conserve costs. You can also end the lab yourself if you're done with it. AWS Details just has some detailed information about the account. You really won't have to worry about for what we're doing. There's the README file, which is all this detail about what you can do inside the lab. Definitely worth glancing through this to see some of what you can do. This reset button is important. You should never press that unless you want to fully get rid of everything in your environment. Everything we do inside here will stay. So it's a long-running lab. So when you come back tomorrow and you restart the lab, everything you've done in there is still there. So it doesn't go away. Like some educational labs will clear themselves and tear everything down once you end the lab. But for this is considered a long-running lab. So everything you do, whether you create instances or virtual machines, create networks and all that stuff, it sticks around. The reset button is an opportunity for you to get rid of everything completely and say, I want to start completely from scratch. So that'll get rid of everything. You only do that if for some reason maybe something isn't working. We probably won't have to hit that, but just be aware, don't press that button unless you want to lose everything you've worked on, because it will reset everything. You'll get a warning too, just so you know. If you click that button, it's going to tell you, hey, don't do this. So just don't, just be careful with that one. So you don't have to worry about that beyond that. Okay, so now I have a green circle here. That means the lab is running. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and click on AWS. If you happen to be already logged in, which you probably won't see this message, but if you see this message, just click here to log yourself out. I happen to be logged in already as another account, so it's just warning me that I need to log out first. So you won't probably see this, but let me just show you what you do. Click here and close that down and just try one more time, and this should take you right in. So you should see this after you click the green button. It should take you right into the console. Okay. Your console will probably look similar to this when you first come in here, but after you start using it, you'll start to see some recently used services. We're going to be using a couple services in here. We're going to be using VPC. So if you go up to the search bar and type VPC, and you pick the VPC service, you'll see all the details of how we create virtual private cloud, which is kind of what I want to demonstrate. So when you get to this point, you're golden. We have what we need to follow along with what I'm going to do in the class. If you have any problems getting to this point, please reach out and we need to get that resolved. Thanks.